The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Oh, sorry, I'm just on the Google. I'm just Googling what's happened in the world overnight. Sorry, I'm back.
What's the breaking news?
Oh, well, you've been exonerated, Ash,
Oh,
in your
thank God,
thinking,
finally.
yes, not on other charges, but in your thinking that the Kendrick Lamar mid-time performance was lit because it's the highest watched mid-time performance at the Super Bowl ever.
Really?
Yep.
That's got to stand for something, hasn't it?
Is that in the moment, Nikki, or is that like people that have watched the replays? Or
No, I think,
Come on, buddy.
just
You don't have to ask
if you're
extra
having a
questions.
look, I was watching a thing on Michael Jackson, his first Super Bowl performance, which was the first of its kind, really. Like Michael Jackson did it so well that people started going, oh, I want to do this.
Yeah.
Previously, it was just cheerleaders and things like that. But when Michael Jackson did it, the TV ratings for his performance were higher than the game itself, and that had never been done
right.
before.
yeah, I wonder if that's what's happened here. I'm just reading it now.
Surely it happened here.
133.5 million viewers, Rock Nation report. Super Bowl
hell.
viewership outside of the halftime show peaked. Okay, so yes, more people tuned in to watch Kendrick than the Super Bowl.
Well, the game was over by the
Yeah, well, that's true, yeah.
time Kendrick
Yeah,
got on.
so by 10 mil. Oh, well, 8.
There you go.
Oh, this is way smarter than Who doesn't go so well, but you know what I mean. So yeah, everyone loved it, or at least they wanted
Drake
to see
didn't
it.
love
Watched
it.
it.
Has there been any word from Drake? I know he had a performance. Didn't he have a performance last night
He might have done.
down in Melbourne?
Yeah.
I'm
Just
dying to know if
looking
he
so many
referenced
crickets.
it.
I think in radio silence, I haven't heard anything from that camp about it.
He
But
hasn't commented. has
You
he?
know what? I think maybe he's keeping it classy. I reckon he's just writing a banging album right now. That's what I think he's doing. He's
Drake?
like, yeah, just
Yeah.
focusing on the music. I'm just going to focus on the music and come out and I'm going to get 5 Grammys.
Yeah. Well,
the amount of breakdowns I've seen online, though, the last 36 hours or whatever, about like people like 10-minute videos online about, oh, this is what this meant, and all the hidden messages. If you just thought it was a show, and
have you seen the one about the big chain that he was wearing?
What does that mean?
What does that mean?
With the small
the
A,
small A, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, what does that mean?
A minor.
Raymond.
There's all those type of things. But
PlayStation as
Yeah,
well. My mate
'cause
Cash was telling me PlayStation.
It was like different platforms that different songs were performed on, and there was an X, there was a triangle, a square, and a circle, and they go,
Yeah.
that's a PlayStation control. Who makes PlayStation? Sony. Who is Drake signed with? Sony.
Yeah.
Like, it was just different things all over the place. I'm sure you could read into something that's not there and just say it's a Drake, but
And by
it
the
works.
way, how much did Serena Williams, when I watched it for the first time, I didn't realise that was Serena Williams.
Neither did I. She was dancing so well.
they make no big deal about it. And that's the
No.
coolest part. You can go, oh, that, just one of the greatest tennis players of all time, just casually dancing in the middle of the 4th song.
It wasn't until it was pointed out, and then you see her, she's crip walking. Is that what it is? Crip walking?
Sure.
Come on, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 45 foot.
Yeah,
The
like
45
it's such
angle.
a cool move to be
Yeah,
able to do that. I just thought she was a pro dancer. That's the best tennis player in the world. And Drake's her ex-boyfriend. Like, that's crip walking on her grave.
Yes.
Is
In
what that
your
is.
face, Drake.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
When do we get to see the results of our photo shoot from yesterday?
Oh,
We took off after the show. That was our first excursion, wasn't it, as a team?
that was our first outing. And
Yeah.
we did it in style. We went to the most pimping house possible.
Yeah, Cactus House.
It was amazing.
That's one of the nicest houses I've ever been in my life.
Got to see
It was
how the
majestic.
other half lived. It was
Beautiful.
amazing.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah, it was all cactuses, wasn't it? And
Yeah.
It looked so cool.
Palm Spring. Well, it was exactly the same sort of settings as our party. That's why we did it there.
Correct.
You know, but in fact, there were Slim Aaron's paintings pictures on the wall.
Oh, the irony. Yeah, we walk in and there's Slim Aaron's
Slim Aaron's.
plastered all over the walls. But that is a Slim Aaron style build that we were in yesterday. You know, the flat roof and
Yes.
the clean, neat lawn. Basically, the you can't kill it garden.
Yeah.
Because
Easy maintenance too, I reckon. It'd have to be.
Well,
with
yeah.
that garden. Like, you don't
water
water
cactus. That's the point of cactuses.
No,
Cacti.
you cannot kill
A
that
cacti
garden.
just looks after itself.
Yeah, they grow anywhere.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. So when do we see the photos?
Well, hopefully today we'll get some
Yeah.
proofs.
Are they going up on the website, like as a way for people to sort of on the win page for people to enter?
Not before I vetoed the photos. Thank you very much. No, there's
you get
nothing
final
worse
say.
than being
right.
tagged in a photo where you got a dick nose and bad shadowing and like gooseneck and
nose.
vajubitors and underarm vaginas. Like it all happens, and like this is what women go through.
Oh, I never thought of the underarm vaginas.
What?
Yeah.
Underarm? Is that
Well,
a thing,
just-
is it?
You don't know what underarm vaginas. You know when you pinch here, it's not so much here because my top kind of is sitting right, but when you're like that and you get like, I can't do it because this.
You can't. You haven't got them.
But yeah, you
No,
can get them if you're wearing a tight bra
There's
and
so much
like
to
a
think about.
sleeveless top. You get that little.
And plus, we very rarely wear, shirts where you can see our underarms.
No, guys don't get
No,
underarm
it's a ladies'
vaginas.
Oh, it's just for women.
Yeah.
Yes, because we've got like
It's an optical illusion.
Do we get dick nose?
dick nose. Yeah,
Dick nose we get.
Anyone gets dick nose when the light's hitting your nose at a certain angle, and it kind of highlights the shape of the tip of the
Oh, I haven't
nose.
heard that one.
The
Right,
knob,
well,
the
it
knob of your
comes out-
nose. Your nose knob.
Nose knob, because my nose catches the light like in not a flattering way. So
Why?
I've got to be really
Size of
careful
my
with
hood,
lighting.
got a nice
It's got to
nose.
be catching a few things too.
Yours is a schlong
yeah.
nose.
I wasn't going to get into your nose.
Thank you.
Nikki did.
In fact, I
Schlong
didn't get
nose.
shadowing on my nose because your nose created shade.
Yeah.
So I didn't get
Like a
it.
clip.
But when you vet the photos, can you at least glance over and see what we
Yeah.
look like as well?
Check
Like,
dick
don't
nose.
just make sure that it's all Nikki.
Aren't we
Yeah.
just going to Photoshop your old photos from 6 years ago in and put hats,
Oh,
Photoshop hats
That
on?
still could happen.
Well, I hope so.
You
depending
guys
on
are
the
like
result.
the old Barbies they used to have, where you just put them into different outfits. You can buy the Barbie with multiple outfits. That's you, same Barbie,
Yeah.
different outfits, different photo,
Well,
same guys 6 years ago.
I don't think if in the sun, I don't think it's possible for me to take a good photo. Like it's just there's so many things at play.
Well, this
I
is-
didn't have sunglasses, so my eyes have got to be shut. in
and
all
your
of them.
eyes are still watering right
I know.
now. What's going
I know,
on?
Exactly. I've got dry eyes at the moment. Not dry, but like
Yeah, they're watering.
Oh, they're watering because my eyes are dry. That's your body's response.
We've all blown in here a bit dusty this morning. We're like three
don't know why.
tumbleweeds. Mitch, I hope you're firing this morning because we've got big guests.
Well, we'll see. I know. I'm nervous about being firing and the fact that I've got a little dump button here because your mate Jim Jefferies is on in just over an hour.
Yeah, and I said to Mitch, do us a solid. Don't hit the dump button. Don't do it. Just
Yeah.
let it go. Let it play.
He's a professional. He's at a quiz
you're
show
right.
and stuff.
But is he getting sued by the village people? Is that what the
Yes,
story is?
well, he's getting sued by the cop's wife.
Oh,
What?
Yeah.
from the village people.
From the village people.
Oh, the village.
The
right,
wife.
okay.
Right. Stop.
And the
Are they
fun-
also okay? This is an exclusive, by the way. This is a big story coming down this morning. So Jim's on.
So, well, they're not
Can we
suing yet.
reveal yet, or?
They got a cease and desist. Yeah, Jim's coming on. If he doesn't, well, then we're buggered. But he said he's going to come on, and if he doesn't, then
But we'll still tell the story. It's
we'll tell
fascinating.
the story. Or I'll call
a
my
big-
manager, and he can retell the story the way he told it to me on Sunday.
Does it sound good?
He was 2 sails to the wind. It was very, very funny. He's like, "Oh, have I got content for you, Nick? I'm going to set you up with this interview."
Well, the village people suing Jim Jefferies. That's big news.
It is big news.
I
Anyway,
think I know why too. It's around that Trump stuff.
yeah, it's around the
saw him
Trump
do some
commentary. I was listening to their podcast this morning, actually. It's called At This Moment.
Who? Jim and
Jim and Amos Gill.
Yes.
So I've worked with them a fair bit.
Yep.
And
like
they've
Amos
just
too.
launched their podcast. So this is just absolutely wonderful news for their podcast. They're so excited they're getting sued. This is the best thing ever. But yeah, basically, they were chatting about the inauguration and the village people. And to be fair, well, this is the least offensive thing they said in the entire podcast was about the village people and what the song meant because they go hard, man. So it's funny that someone's listened to that and gone, oh,
So they're making the fact that YMCA has become an anthem of Trump's inauguration / New Year's Eve. They played it at Mar-a-Lago as well. So that song has become iconic with Trump in the last month.
and they're just talking about the irony of it
Yeah.
because they see Trump as not supporting.
What was their official
gay
quote? Are you going to
people.
say it or not?
So he said, well, actually,
He said the song's basically about a bunch of guys bumming in a gym.
Yeah, but he didn't-
and somehow Trump then, who was comes from a different political standpoint to that, is using that as his anthem. And the irony around a song about bumming and Trump.
Yeah.
That's essentially what they've said on the podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
yeah, and
that is-
they're saying that, it is the gay anthem and this is what it's about. And Karen, the wife of the copper,
the cop from what?
her name is Karen. That's the best bit.
I
That's my
can't
favourite
believe
bit.
a wife.
Karen's fired up.
That's
to the-
actually surprising.
Back to
as
the
well.
bumming thing. I presume that all the village people were gay. They're not.
Well, obviously not the cop. And I have a feeling his wife could be quite religious. I think this is where this could be coming from.
There's a lot
There's a lot to unpack.
There's a lot to unpack. We got him
Jim
on
can
after-
unpack it. It seems
after
like a Jim
7.
job.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
We've got one of your mates on, Nick.
Oh, I'm a bit excited about this. I haven't been able to, because when I was offered this radio gig, there was one person who I called straight away, and that's who we're talking to this morning. And I've been really upset that since I've started radio, he has been in the jungle, and I have not been able to talk to him at all.
Did he suggest you take the job?
Well, it was funny, a week prior, before I got the offer for the job, he said, I don't know if I could do breakfast, Nick. It's hard work. And he was just dissing breakfast radio. And then a week later, I got the call. I'm like, oh, okay. But anyway, we've got him. He's still in South Africa, I'm guessing, right now.
Who the bloody hell is it?
Yeah, we
It's
got.
bloody Dave Hughes!
We haven't got time to talk to you now.
You legend.
Good morning.
No, that's fine. Nikki needs her time to speak, and I appreciate that. And you sound happy, Nikki. You were two bloody superstars. You three are killing it on the airwaves. That's the jungle drums over here in South Africa, I can tell you. The baboons are coming up to the gate saying, you got to hear what's going on in Brizzy, all right? They're loving it.
Did you hear what the Nova guys did in Brisbane this morning? It was unbelievable.
Oh,
Yeah.
So Dave, how are you feeling? Have you had your meal yet? Are you feeling relieved to be out of the jungle?
Obviously, it is like Stockholm Syndrome, and you've got, 12 desperate celebrities just complaining about the camp, and when it comes to eviction time, they're all looking at each other like they're about to get executed.
Stockholm Syndrome. That's so true.
I'm like, no, what if we get voted out and get a business class flight home to our families? That would be terrible. We don't have to get food on by
Tragedy
monkeys.
of it.
No, but there is a sense of failure,
attractive.
though, when you get kicked out. Like, did you have a sense, like, when they called out your name, did you have a sense of, oh, nobody likes me?
I was shocked.
You were shocked?
No, I was shocked because I thought the show was rigged, and I'd just get to the bottom. I'd just be in the final.
Well, I think
You're
it
shocked
is.
to find
the
out
funniest
there's
thing.
some reality to it.
Oh, be careful,
I
because
know
they
you have
usually
to
rig
vote.
it.
People have to vote for you.
Yeah, it's the real deal. Yeah, I would have thought you'd just as
real deal.
as real as it is. I do hear these whispers of these things, and they put the more entertaining people through to the last round. Obviously, because it's showbiz. I thought you would have got.
Well,
the
that's what I
distance.
was thinking. Yeah.
I mean, you were
But you know what?
entertaining. You did lose your mind. But, yeah,
But where did
continue.
Husey come? Like, how many people have left so far?
Yeah, where are you at, Hughes? What number?
There's still 7 left. There's 7 left. So I came 8th. All right. So I'm in the final.
Yeah, there's no
I'm in the
shame
final.
in
I've come
leaving.
last in the final.
Yeah, you made the
no
top
shame
8.
in
The final
Made
of the
top 8. Like
participant.
in footy, that's a pretty good season.
It's
You'd
an
be
all
happy
right
with that?
season.
You made the
You made the 8, mate.
I've lost the elimination final.
Yeah.
out in week 1 again. Oh, that's funny.
And did you?
Can't tell you, Sam Siday's a bloody good bloke.
Yeah,
Isn't
he
he?
is,
Sam
yeah.
Siday? What
Yeah,
a bloody
yeah.
legend.
He's always been
He's
a
a
good
ripper.
bloke, though. I follow him
Yeah.
on Instagram. He's just so likeable.
He's solid. He's pretty solid.
Isn't it annoying when you're in there and you know
And he
that
mentioned
people are more
you
likable than
guys.
you?
He mentions you guys all the time. He's right over you guys.
Yeah.
I know he's worked on Nova, but he's pumping. They might be editing out, but he's bloody giving you a good pump up on a daily basis. So.
Pretty sure that's not getting no air when he's talking about the Nova Brisbane breakfast show. Hey, Nikki reckons, she said last week that you dead set said that there was it a, what sort of animal fell in love with you? Some animal was trying to hump you or
the
something?
baboons. Are the baboons still hanging out around the camp in the jungle?
Yeah, look, I actually had a baboon incident before I came in. So we stayed in the lodge. I stayed in the lodge on my own for a couple of days before I came in the jungle, and they said don't leave your doors open, and I ignored that and left the door open. And monkeys absolutely ransacked my lodge
Really?
apartment and took all the food, So
I did see that
It's
on
crazy.
Instagram. So they took all your contraband too. Was there anything you tried to sneak in the jungle?
You know what? I was trying to sneak in some vegan dubes, and they took my vegan dubes. They love the soft vegan lollies, but they don't like pretzels. So you're safe with your pretzels, baboons. They're not off the salty food. They don't like the salty food.
Nikki reckons that who was that English lady that you said?
Oh, Charlotte Crosby.
They reckon that, Nikki reckons that they were letting her out so she could eat because she was, she didn't lose weight for the whole time that she was in there. Do you reckon that anybody else was getting a free pass, or was it legit?
Mate. No, they were legit in this one. Yeah, I lost 8 kilos. So, Sam Friday originally, I don't know if it was at the start of the time or end of the time, but Sam Friday reckons I look like a pregnant greyhound. Which, is that a good thing?
No, that's a good thing. They're highly sought after.
I'm not sure if he said that to the... They are sought after. Every time absolutely. My litters are very, very, very...
They're a delicacy over that way. You'll find.
They're not, mate. They're not.
They might have been eyeing you off as real.
Oh, gee. So you're back to family. There must be a part of you...
business class flight coming up back to your family.
You're looking forward to that? Back to reality?
To be honest, I thought I'd have a couple of days here on my own, because I thought only the last 3 families came here. But when I got out, I'm like, look, my family's on the way. They're coming to South Africa. So
they must have thought you would have done better, maybe. They send the family.
I know they found I got evicted in the air. They're in the air, and I would text them, guys, I'm out.
This is your captain speaking.
Oh, God. Oh, great.
No, it's going to be great. We're going to have a few days. God, I've got a massive moth in here. There's a never ends here, guys. The trial's over here. Oh, God. It's a crazy experience, honestly. You haven't got a phone for a month. You pull it into a bucket. There's mozzies eating you every single night.
Oh, shit.
And you hear the same stories from everyone 40,000 times.
Until they see the cameras point to them. Did you notice that? People repeat their stories until they see all the cameras pivot.
Oh, God, I know. And sometimes someone starts a poignant story, but I've already had it 10 times. But I know the cameras are on me, so I can't just sort of walk away from the conversation.
What an arsehole. He just walked out.
What a heartless greyhound.
Heartless. What a heartless arsehole. Not heartless. I've just heard the story 5 times. But
you're
having said all that, it's a great experience, and I've had a bloody great time. I'm not going to lie. My heart rate, my blood pressure afterwards is the best blood pressure I've had since I've been 30 years old. So for 25 years,
and you
whatever
stop
the jungle does,
everyone stops snoring.
I don't snore. No,
but no one.
Sigrid Thorne did not stop snoring. Oh, she can snore. Sigrid really snores hard.
Oh, really?
Well, I didn't know that.
But she's a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful woman. She really is. She snores harder than Sam Friday. It's incredible. So,
Sam would be a snorer for sure, I reckon.
We'll get home safely.
He didn't. I swear to God, when me and Sam turned up to the camp together, and when he was in one end of the camp, I went directly to the other end of the camp to get away from his snoring. But he didn't snore at all.
True.
So it's crazy.
Oh, there you go. All right, well, mate, congratulations on making the 8. And we've
had a good year. We're back next year, right? So we better next year. We're back.
Exactly. Behave yourself, Mad Monday. But you'll watch Get Me Out of Here Monday to Thursday, 7:30 p.m. on 10 and 10 Play. Hughesy, thank you, mate.
Thanks,
It's the last week, guys. Last week. Good on you, legend. You sound great.
Thanks.
Thanks, mate.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Throwback throwdown time. We're going to find out which year we're going back to.
It may be the most addictive toy in history, and it's definitely the hottest thing this Christmas. Nintendo video games.
Warner Brothers is spending millions to bring millionaire Bruce Wayne and his alter ego to life. Is this a gamble for the studio? Will Batman pay off?
From the Berlin Walls, take a look at them. They've been there since last night. They are here in the thousands. They are here in the tens of thousands. Occasionally they shout, Die Mauer muss weg, the wall must go.
Needing 78 for victory and to regain the Ashes in England for the first time since 1934, Taylor and Boone did it in style.
Boone sweeps a victory for Australia by 9 wickets, 4 runs to David Boone.
The technology behind it is called the World Wide Web. Along with email, it's the most frequently used internet application.
And a reptile called Ugly has won the World Goanna races in Queensland.
That's an actual thing.
What? Why have we still got that?
Can we look into that? The World Goanna Race. We saw a goanna. I saw a bloke at Brown Lake at Stratty the other day, and this guy was walking along, looking at his phone, and was walking straight to this goanna. Like the rest of us were just watching it, and he just seems to himself, like 2 steps before this huge goanna that he was about to step on.
Now, goannas, they pack a nasty bite, don't they? But they don't poison you. That's different. That's the old.
I don't know.
It'd hurt. Anyway,
1890. That would be a throwback.
1989.
We didn't mention that. Look at some of those movies on that list there from 89. You had When Harry Met Sally, Dead Poets Society, Indiana Jones. There was a Lethal Weapon there.
You missed the best one. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, I know. That was a good film as well, wasn't it? Pretty cool. And Nintendo Game Boy. That was a game changer. Literally.
And Seinfeld started in 89 too, it says.
Really?
Yeah.
And he's still going. Imagine working that long and still going. Oh, hang on, that's what you two do.
We didn't start in 89.
Feels like it.
And a good cast of songs up here as well. I know you guys were casting your eyes over a few of them off air and said it's going to be a tough one to pick.
I must say, compared to last week's, it was just, they're all a bit crap. But this week, I can't pick it. There's too many good ones.
I want to change. I want to change my mind.
We've got an hour to settle on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're not doing it now?
Just play some. Are you going to play
this one.
I'm actually thinking of locking this one in.
You reckon?
Oh, that's what I was going to lock.
Oh, well, no one else wanted it. No, you could take it.
Well,
it's not my favourite.
It's not time yet. You've got an hour to think about it.
B-52, some Aerosmith.
Yeah, big track. Strong, yeah.
Tone Loc was big.
Belinda Carlisle.
Oh, she was the top of the game, 89.
She was hot.
And the video hits.
One of Ash's up.
Used to sit there on a Saturday morning with his little pajama pants.
Anymore. Ash's favourite love song.
Oh, yes. I remember you used to look across the
canal to Megan Park.
What was her name?
Megan
Park, yeah.
No, Clark.
Yes, Clark.
And didn't your brother steal her?
Oh, let's not talk about it.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Ash and I follow this thing. I think it's on Facebook, isn't it? It's like it's an old rugby league kind of thing where they put up old photos.
Blobs?
Blobs.
Yeah. Brisbane League old boys.
Yeah, I think this is
something
from
like
that. Photos of old rugby league teams and stories and things like that. And there was one they put up.
Old programs.
I think this morning there was it was from the Rugby League News, which is an old publication in the 70s, going back 50 odd years. And it had the two teams from the Queensland primary schools, which is a thing that, we've
from 72.
You've been involved with it now, but I was involved with it when Dad was a coach back in the day. 72, New South Wales had Eric Groth and
Steve Aller,
like pretty cool. But next to it, this is 1972, right? If you remember your dad, obviously in 1988 Game 2, Mitchie.
That game.
With the game where Mick Stone, the referee, controversially sin-binned the king.
That was the beer can throwing incident at Lang Park.
100%, which I thought for the most part was a fairly isolated incident of that nature. 1972, this is an editorial in the Rugby League News. The headline is, "Please, no can throwing." So this is 16 years before the Wally incident. And this is like an editorial from the editor of the Rugby League News. As a special appeal to end an idiotic practice by an irresponsible few at Lang Park, please don't throw cans. Overall, Lang Park crowds are well behaved, and the Brisbane Rugby League appreciates this. But this stupid practice of throwing cans at different occasions has crept in, unfortunately. Last Sunday, Wests commendably went to a lot of trouble to add to the spectacle of the day by having Paddo the Panther and another club stalwart ride mini motorcycles around the ground at half-time. The foolish types in the crowd made them a target. And Paddo the Panther was struck in the face several times by cans and was a first aid case. Can throwing in the crowd is a stupid practice. It is hoped that there won't be any more of this. If can throwers want to put on their act, let them do so in their own home, not at Lang Park. 1972.
Well, that shows it was a part of the culture, doesn't it?
Paddo the Panther copped it on a mini motorbike. I do like that. Can we bring that back?
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
We've got a pretty famous guest on right now, Nick.
We do. If you watched the inauguration, you would have seen that the Village People made an appearance, and a particular comedian who's, well, he's rather famous.
Well, he doesn't get much bigger than this
No,
fella.
you don't get much bigger than this guy. He sells out arenas. He's got a new podcast called At This Moment, where he talks about things that have happened, and he just casually commented on the Village People and how it's a gay anthem.
God, you're doing long intros.
I do very long intros.
It's Jim Jefferies.
Hello, everyone.
Look, don't make me the intro guy. Jim, look, I should have just said Jim Jefferies and let's just go.
It's bloody Jim Jefferies. God, we're taking up his time here.
You were nailing that, Nikki. You were nailing that. That was like trying to solve a riddle.
But pick it up, Jim. What's happened? You're in trouble with the Village People? What's going on?
Okay, look, I never thought I'd say this sentence. I'm being threatened to be sued by the Village People for implying that the YMCA is a gay anthem. I didn't know I was the first person to do this. When I got catfish, I thought I was getting catfished. I got a letter and I thought, this is someone pulling me leg, and I did some research and I spoke to the lady, Karen Willis, who wrote me the letter. It's all very real. Victor Willis, who is the cop in the Village People, he's normally seen wearing an ascot. He wrote all the lyrics to the Village People songs, and he is fuming.
Really?
That the idea that the YMCA, I said it was about men having sex in the showers, and it turns out that he has told me that it is just about basketball.
About
nothing
basketball?
else and nothing more.
Have you seen the film clip?
No.
Has he seen the film clip? Has Victor seen the film clip?
Have we seen the leather chaps?
Watch what you say. You'll get sued.
Okay,
You'll get
careful,
sued.
careful.
Look, I just want to apologise to any bikers out there, any cops, cowboys, Indians. I want to apologise to them. This might have been one of the harder things that has happened culturally to them.
Just workers, worksite guys. There was one of them, wasn't there?
A tradie.
A tradie. Yeah.
It
was a tradie.
Well, so he said it. Me and Amos Gill got on the podcast and we apologised, but okay, I can concede that the YMCA is not a song about homosexuality, but come on. In the Navy and Macho Men?
Yes.
Come on.
There's
no way.
Could you, hang on, could you?
So you are apologising.
Could you not countersue, prove that it's not gay?
We probably could.
Because it's the most,
Pick your battles.
honestly, we're all scratching our heads too, Jim, on your behalf.
Okay, well, what's obviously happened here is Victor Willis has made a lot of money over the years from the gay community with all the disco and type of stuff. He isn't gay. The other members of the Village People were gay, but he claims not to have been gay. At least his wife says so. And he says that none of the songs are about homosexuality, and anyone who says so, that he will see in court. And I have been told that I will be going to court. When I stand up on the stand and I say not guilty, I will be doing it with hand gestures, like the YMCA.
Is it likely
NG.
Are you expecting, are you
going to court?
Yeah, dealing with this? Like, have you got to get lawyers involved? Like, how is this going?
I've had to contact my lawyer, which was one of the most hilarious phone calls I've ever had in my life. And go, is there any validity to this? And he says he wants to take the court case on because there's a freedom of speech issue. Right. That art is to be interpreted by the public, not by the person who actually writes the art.
That's a good point.
But look, I've spoken to Karen Willis, who sent me the letter. She seems like a very nice lady. I don't want to, say anything wrong here.
Very restrained. The fact that he married a Karen, and he's the one person who married a Karen, and here we are.
Yeah. Well, let's put it this way, right? He's written a lot of songs about macho man, like working out and sailors in the navies and hanging out with all the boys at the YMCA, but he hasn't written one song called Karen.
Yeah, so awesome.
It's a fair point.
If you go to court, you cannot go to court with Amos Gill. Like together, you two in a court are going to destroy every bit of an argument.
Is Amos drawn into this as well?
Amos is in it as well, right?
Yeah, Amos is
It's
in
me and
trouble.
Amos's podcast. It's called the At This Moment podcast. We have an apology podcast that we have put out. We put it out last night. It's on my channel. Go to Jim Jefferies' YouTube to watch the apology. Amos is dressed as a sailor and I'm dressed as Freddie Mercury, just, because we're allies.
Well, make sure we'll check it out.
This is crazy. I'm not saying that these are gay anthems. I am not saying that. None of us are. But I feel like Kylie Minogue, right? Like she embraces it.
Yeah. Kylie Minogue in Vegas, and I went with my brother, actually. He was out visiting me. And, if you go see Kylie Minogue in Australia, you'll get, girls there, maybe a bachelorette night or, a group of women or a couple of married couples. Because we all love Kylie, right?
Yeah.
Kylie has, the gay fans. But in America, Kylie is only gay fans. Only, right?
Really?
And it was in this club in the Palazzo in Vegas where the entire crowd was sitting on couches. I hadn't seen that much dry humping in my entire life than at the Kylie Minogue show.
Really?
I turned to my brother and I thought we probably should start kissing so we can fit in with the rest of the group.
Let's just make out a little to blend in. Come on, bro. All right, we've got to go, mate, but we will follow
watch
this
one.
with interest. Yes,
Yes.
Jim Jefferies. Oh, Victor Willis and Karen are suing him from the YMCA. you never would have had that on your bingo card for the year, but there you go.
No, you
Thanks,
wouldn't.
Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Thanks for having me.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Experience boutique luxury accommodation, exceptional dining and exquisite events at Emporium Hotel South Bank, Brisbane's cultural epicentre.
The only way to farewell summer. Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne's end of summer party.
I'm chasing paradise with you.
So what are we, 2 weeks away, Mitchell Jones?
Roughly, mate.
15-day count, Feb 27 at the Emporium, South Bank, the Terrace Rooftop Bar. And you guys set the standard yesterday. We're getting some photos. We haven't seen them yet. We haven't approved them, but they are going to look stunning.
It got me in the spirit. Like, I've got the party spirit now. After dressing up and seeing you guys looking so dapper.
You're in your element.
Bubbling. Oh, I was happy. I don't know. I just love swanning around with champagne in hand in a hot frock and big hair.
You were lying on a Lilo thing.
I was. It felt
Beach balls,
elitist
there were
and
beach
wrong
balls
that
around.
you guys were like in the pool playing with your balls, and I'm
It's
like
a lot of mixed messages.
Beach ball.
laying back. Yeah, beach balls. Beach bloody
Yeah,
hell.
beach balls we're
The
playing
beach
with.
balls. Well, I'm just laying there while publicity are like shading me.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Lutzi is melting
Yeah.
in the background. You look like an angry bird by the end of it. You
I
were
know. I couldn't
hot
even
and
my
bothered.
eyes. Anyway, but we got
What about-
it done.
I loved it when Samara said to Liz, Samara's holding what are those big deflectors?
Yeah, the
reflectors?
big
And she
light
goes,
things.
oh, listen, can you come and give me a hand with this? So Liz has gone right into the middle of the photo to hold the other end of it. It's like, no, from this end.
Not how it works.
But it was good. We got
It
some
was,
shots,
it
I think.
was good, and I actually love my costume.
you've kept it.
I'm keeping it.
Sticky
for sure.
fingers.
I
You're
think what
keeping
we
it.
were all wearing is what we'll wear on the night. So
Yeah.
we'll give people. I know the Slim Aaron's pictures have been handy as we hear the mumbling Brendan in the
Yeah,
background.
what's going on?
But it will give a good indication once you see these photos of what we're actually wearing on the night.
Absolutely. Now, Brendan, mate, are we keeping you up? You're whinging in
going
the
on
background.
there,
What's going? Yeah, what's your deal?
No, just keeping myself busy, yeah.
Oh, mate, it's a busy time in the morning.
Now, how did you apply for this?
I would done that on the app. I did. I was lucky enough to send it all through.
Well, my friend, you're coming along. So 2 weeks
Wicked.
tomorrow, you're at our end of summer party.
Now, Brendan, I said to someone yesterday, I said, what's your party piece? Do you know what that means when I say what's your party piece when you go to a party?
Yeah, the main thing that you groove along to.
Yeah, so
Get the party started. And,
so what's your thing? What are you going to bring to the party?
Oh, I was thinking the Pink Pony Club was a good party bop along, but I don't know what type of thing to bring along with me.
Oh, we'll bring the choreo to that. We want to see you do your version of the Pink Pony Club.
I'll join into that. I'll be with you right there,
No,
Brendan.
you'll be
for that one.
watching because you say it does things to you when you see the Pink Pony Club moves. That sounds wrong too. No, he loves the song. He
I
genuinely
do. I
said
actually love the song. No, I do love the hand movement
choreography.
thing.
It's like
I
it's
do.
something about it. Anyway,
I
Brendan.
have 15 days to learn this choreo. This is interesting.
It's pretty simple.
Yeah, you just have to wave your hand around, a bit of a shimmy and a bit of a hip wiggle.
Yeah.
A hip wiggle.
It's all right. Lutzi will teach you on the night, Brendan.
Oh, bring it on.
There might have to be some village people too. Is that the right era?
Oh.
Even though they're suing Jim Jefferies, apparently he's on later this half
Yeah,
hour.
we're about
He's
to
on
chat.
next.
Well,
He's on
next.
next. He's on next.
Do you know Jim Jefferies, Brendan?
No, unfortunately, no.
Oh, well,
no.
you're in for a treat.
Yeah,
Make
well,
sure you
talk
stay.
to him next. He's got a lawsuit coming up. We'll get into it. Involves the village people. We don't know what's going on.
It's going to be awesome. He's going to double down.
We'll see you in 2 weeks, Brendan.
All right, an experienced boutique luxury accommodation, exceptional dining and exquisite events at Emporium Hotel, South Bank, Brisbane's cultural epicentre.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
So we all know that parents keep secrets from us as kids, but I recently, over the weekend, discovered that my dad might have a few secrets up his sleeve. He started talking about, he launched into a story over Mum's Tuscan chicken that just kept getting worse and worse and worse as it went. And at the end of the story, the big reveal, Mum's just like, I didn't know that happened, Wayne. And he's kept this story the whole time now. This story relates to a relative of yours, Mitch. So I thought maybe I should get Dad on the line to tell this story and perhaps apologise to you.
Oh, okay.
And maybe you could pass the apology on.
Well, we got Wayne.
We've got my dad,
You're Wayne.
Wayno, on the line. Dad, are you there?
Yep.
Oh, there he is.
How does this involve a Lewis or one of his family members?
Well, I've had a bit to do with Wally over the time.
Oh, it's the king, is it?
He nearly got me killed once, and I thought he was going to kill me the other time.
Standard.
So hang on.
Yeah,
when did
go
he nearly
on.
get you killed to start with?
Well, we had an office in Sydney, so I used to fly down and take all my clients to the footy, the state of origin, right?
Yep.
Yes.
And there we are on the hill at the Gabba. Not the Gabba, the hill at the Sydney Cricket Ground. They played the
Of course,
early
yeah.
state of origins, right?
Yeah.
And there we are on the hill. I was probably the only Queenslander there. And Wally scores under the posts. And you know how much they hate him down there. So I jump up in the air going, yoo-hoo! And got hit with about 1,000 cans. Varying degrees of fullness.
But then
They used to serve the cans back in those days too. Like, it used to be like
Yeah,
that at
they
Lake
did.
Park.
Yeah,
too.
we spoke about that earlier.
Yeah.
But
And the Sydney manager said, "Sit down, you idiot. You'll get us all killed."
Oh, my God.
But then what happened, Dad?
Well, I used to bump into Wally around the traps at different functions, you know, bloody political dinners and corporate dinners, etc. But one day I bumped into him when he wasn't real happy. It turns out he had just picked his car up from the panel beaters. He hadn't gone more than about 100 metres, and I bumped into him. A true story. And just around the corner from your office.
Yeah, just in Wandoo Street.
Oh, just
He
him.
slammed into Wally's fix. What car was it? It was
Tenerife.
It was
I think he had I think it was a Nissan 260Z.
Does that sound
The
right,
sports
Mitch?
car. Did you remember that?
Yeah, oh, yes, I do.
Do you remember? Do you remember your old man coming home blowing up one day?
Firing. Because he prides himself as being a good driver, so it wouldn't have been his fault. And I
No, definitely not.
That means it's Wayne's fault.
That was my favourite car growing up. If you were the end of that car, Wayne, if that was the reason we got rid of that car, mate, I mean, you have to apologise
What,
to
you
me.
got rid of it because of an accident?
It didn't last that long, you know.
You
He might
buggered their car,
have had to
Dad.
have gone to a more sensible car.
You ruined Mitch's childhood.
It's not going to last too long if he has a crash every 100 metres.
So he's throwing the blame back on the king.
No, but then we're at the dinner table and Mum's like, I didn't know any of this. Why didn't you tell me this way? And I said, Dad, you were a few sails to the wind, weren't you? And he's like, yeah, might have been.
What, during the accident?
Yeah, during the accident.
It was a different time.
It was a different time.
Well, it was only about 100 metres from Artie Beaton's pub, too. Remember when Artie had the Queen's Arms down there?
Did Artie have the Queen's Arms? I did not know that. Wow.
Yeah.
So you're dragging him, another Queensland legend, into this. We can't blame Artie as well.
Yeah, you might as well mix it with all of them. But the funny thing is, Wally wasn't real happy when I said, well, at least you know where to fix it.
That would have helped. Trust me, knowing him the way I do, he would have really appreciated
Another
that
like
piece.
a good joke at the perfect time.
So yeah, Dad.
Even the king laughed at that.
I feel like you need to apologise to Mitch for ruining his childhood.
I don't think he's going.
Yeah, sorry about that, Mitch.
Nothing like an apology with a good old laugh in the middle of it.
40 years later.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Yeah, we got the big guns in town today.
We do. We got the bosses.
Just popped in, like, the big cheeses, the big ones.
And is there a compulsory meeting?
Yes, there is. We got a thing on today, which was good. I've just noticed. I don't know.
I know what you're going to say.
I'm sure every workplace has them, but when the big boss rocks in, and there's some people that have come out of the woodwork today. That I'm going, I haven't seen you in weeks. I guess it's this whole work from home situation now.
There are people I haven't met yet who have shown up.
You'll see a lot
all
of them
sudden.
today. You'll see a lot of them today.
And everybody seems to have... now, can you state for the record, Nikki, like you look great today, but you seem to get dressed up every day, but that the three of us, Mitch, Lutzi, myself, we're wearing the exact same sort of attire.
Well, you wear the same shirt almost every day.
Yeah, well, I've got a couple of these.
You've got one. You've got that one, and you've got one with a marlin on it.
Yes.
But that's standard
this
dress.
Is stock standard attire
I'm
for
wearing
me.
a North t-shirt.
Oh, you're not wearing your pajama pants today, Lutzi.
No, but these are athletic.
But
wear.
they're shorts.
I got built-in Lycra.
You got bike pants.
Like Lutzi always wears shorts. Mitch is wearing...
I'm covering my legs for the first time this year.
So you have dressed up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, somewhat.
Did you see Buzz? Buzz is walking around like
a youth pastor or a boy band manager.
I thought, what's the bloke?
I wear this every day, I'll have you know.
He's chiming in.
Now, tell me you haven't shushed things up a little bit today, mate.
I actually went out and bought a button-up shirt especially for the occasion. I don't even own a button-up shirt.
What are those? What's that show? The Gemstones with the evangelist?
Yes.
He looks like that. It's like John's, what's his name? Danny McBride. Yeah.
What did you say, Nikki? I look like the minister of boy bands because I'm wearing tight, skinny jeans and a black button-up shirt.
Correct.
You look like a boy band from Hillsong. That's what it is. You're right.
Yep. Well, you know what I've dressed up today for the big bosses? I've dressed up all my intros.
What?
My introductions today.
Oh, yeah. Well, you had your introduction for Jim.
I've done the most long-winded introductions possible.
Yeah. Was that for the bosses?
That's for the bosses. Hey, look at how...
You're dressed up. How much are those pants worth?
Oh, these pants, they look more expensive than they are.
Actually, that's not fair. You always dress up.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's a stock standard. I reckon it's stock standard from all of us. But everybody else... Well, Nick's...
What's he wearing?
Well,
he's wearing bling. He's got drip around his
These
neck.
are big bosses. We're talking CEO. We're talking the big. It only goes one bit high. You got to go across the globe to find anyone higher than these lads.
Yeah. Now, Nick, you are sleeveless. Like, normally you come in here, you're not even wearing
That's a good point. Usually he's sweating profusely.
He probably didn't even ride his bike
I'm still
in.
sweating profusely. Like, that doesn't change. Like, that's a constant.
Yeah, did you ride your bike in today?
I did ride the bike in this morning.
Right, okay, well, that's respect.
But he's got changed and showered. Lockie, what are you wearing there, matey? You look pretty standard, to be honest with you. I can't really throw much
Lockie
shade.
didn't get the memo.
Has he got shorts on?
He's got shorts on. He's exactly the same.
Lockie's keeping it real. And Alicia's dressed up.
Oh, she's showing a bit of shoulder too. She's angling for a promotion. She's showing the shoulder. Can I say that? I can't say that. Can I? I can't. Well, I did, but...
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Bring it back. Throwback Throwdown.
We're throwing it back to, Taylor's favourite year, 1989, for this week's Throwback Throwdown.
Good point.
And she was born.
That's it, yeah. But what are we feeling? Because it was there was a lot of songs on offer that we're all pretty happy with. What do you got, Ash? You want to lock something in?
I when I first saw it, I went Freefall, and I'm going to go Freefall because
it's a great song.
But I think it will rate well. I think that it'll be popular with the listeners in the voting. But I'm going to change my mind.
Oh,
what? So you are going with that, or you're not?
Are you going to go with the song you actually love?
Yeah. Just because it footy season is just about to kick off.
You're going Tina Turner, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh, you bugger.
You're simply the best.
Like
that was a steal.
He's going the Rugby League.
This will go down as one of the greatest marketing campaigns in this country's history. Tina Turner, and then she came out and she sung it at the grand final.
She sang the
Was it the Broncos year? That was the first year, right? Like that was...
This was Elfie running on the sand with Tina.
Yes.
E.T.
I still say everyone that performs at the NRL Grand Final should sing this as part of their set.
And
It should be the NRL Grand
You have
Final
to sing
song.
it.
The Holy Grail is at the AFL. That's their song, and I think that this should be the NRL song.
Yeah. Simply the best.
Someone do it.
This is for rugby league fans.
He's doing it.
Vote for it.
I'm gonna lock in Nikki before you, and I think you would have picked this one anyway. This was simply the best in 1989 because it was always number one on video hits, which annoyed me because U2's "All I Want Is You" was all I wanted on number one. But Richard Marx, right here waiting for you. I'm going for the Romantics, actually. In the lead up to Valentine's Day.
Come on.
You ain't picking this and singing this.
Tell you what, we get a bit of rain throughout the rest of the day. It'll just bring down the mood a little bit. That's exactly what you want to hear tomorrow morning.
Somber.
Yeah.
You're not going to win. That song's not going to win. I like that you backed him, even though it's not going to win. I mean, I don't even want to pick now because I know that the best is going to win, and that was the one I was going to choose. And Ash went, stole it, and attached it to NRL, and now I'm stuffed. But
come on.
I am going to go for. Look, it's another intro. Bust a Move.
This is a song that I wrote in 19.
Bust a Move. Young MC.
Bust a Move.
Yeah.
You want, you got it.
You want it, baby. You got it.
In the city, ladies look pretty. Guys tell jokes so they can seem witty. Tell a funny joke just to get some play, and then you try to make a move her and she says no way. Girls are faking good. Anyway, I could go on.
Because Eminem, rap goes pretty well in this. Eminem never loses.
Yeah, that's a good song.
I feel like I just ruined it, but vote for that one.
I'm going for a bit of a cheat then because it is from 89, but I'm talking about what effect it had last year. I would say it's one of the biggest songs of last year because of the movie it was attached to.
What do you got?
Which was Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, that's right.
Like a Prayer. It was all part of the marketing. They turned it into like an orchestral version that's attached to every second reel and TikTok.
This bounced back almost as much as Murder on the Dance Floor last year.
Absolutely. Yeah. So it is from 2024 Love, but I'm going for the 1989.
I still get
Madonna.
chills from this. The choir bit at the end, I feel it. I feel like I'm religious
This
again.
is when Madonna was Madonna. It was about this time that I had over my bed a nude poster of Madonna.
What?
Ooh.
A nude poster
You had a
of Madonna.
nude poster?
Like a massive one, like one of those huge.
On the roof above your bed?
No, above my bed head.
Oh.
Yeah, not on the ceiling.
So only his
That
mum
would've
can
been
see it
cool,
when she
right?
comes in, kicks him and says, get out of bed, you got to go to school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Your mum
that's
would
what I
see it.
had with Madonna. You know
Yeah,
when she took those black and whites.
Oh,
when
no,
was
yeah, she
younger?
had that coffee table book.
Yeah. Well, I had a
Was
huge.
that before this song? I
Well.
thought it was Vogue.
He's a bit blurred through those years. It was a tough time for those twins.
Oh, it was a wonderful.
Does funny things to your
finding
eyes.
themselves.
I know, because his brother
Trying to
found
find
all
his
his
penis.
girlfriends and
What?
he was just stuck with his Madonna
Yeah,
poster on the wall.
Luke got all the hot chicks. It was weird.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
I'm smarter than. I'm smarter than who?
The Brighton Answer deal is here, with one lucky person winning $100,000 off the price of their new home every month. Drop into your nearest Brighton display home today.
Pauline out of Meadow Park. What's going on? Good morning.
Good morning. Middle Park, but good.
Middle Park, is it?
Yeah, out at near Centenary there. But how are we all?
We're good. Sorry, Lockie right up Meadow Park.
Yeah. Maybe that's how he spells middle. I don't know.
I need to go back to school.
You're a teacher, are you? Speaking of schools,
I am, yes. That's right.
what grade are you in charge of?
I actually teach the IT at school, so I teach all grades.
IT, eh?
High school.
No primary.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they all do digital technology now.
So that's like, how do you teach kids that live on devices IT? Is it like all
proper programming?
Programming.
Like coding and Excel and all that.
And they reckon coding it's still a big thing and going to be a really big thing in the future. Is that right?
It's massive, yeah, and like a lot of stuff is robotic, and we use Lego and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
Coding, coding.
That is
like
interesting.
A big deal.
Yep.
That's good. I didn't realise. Well, I guess. I mean, that's it now. Primary school, you may as well introduce them. They know more than me.
That's right. Even the little preppies.
Well, good stuff.
Preppies.
All right.
Preppies
Leaving us
doing
all for
code.
dead.
That's cool.
Yeah. Okay, $200, Pauline.
Yes.
And you know the rules, so let's get into it.
Plenty in the cave.
Okay.
Plenty in the cave. Yeah. Love teachers. All right, here we go. 30 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. How many days are there in August?
31.
Who is Ryan Reynolds married to?
Blake Lively.
Which iconic Australian yeast extract puts a rose in every cheek?
Vegemite.
Who is credited with the invention of Facebook?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Referring to US currency, a quarter is how many cents?
25 cents.
Stop the clock.
I mean, that Vegemite one's interesting.
Oh, my heart's really beating fast.
You've done very well, Pauline. The questions I thought were very easy.
I'm saying, you could have left just named the only Vegemite yeast, the only yeast extract.
Well,
that's
enough. What did Pauline have on the
5
clock
seconds.
There? 5 seconds. Yeah, I know.
It's like puts a rose. You don't get
Listen,
that.
I just asked the question.
I know.
Buddy.
I'm just saying.
I just simply asked the question.
It's Lockie.
Let's bring in the gimp.
Bring in the gimp. In the gimp. Bring 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 in the gimp.
Eye of the Tiger. What movie? What movie, Lutzy?
Rocky.
Which Rocky?
Which one? No, come on.
Wasn't it 2?
Nah.
3. Club Lang.
That's it.
Mr.
Yep.
T.
You know I've never seen a Rocky movie.
P.A. Baracus.
Oh, you're missing out.
I know.
You're missing out.
I know. But am I? Okay.
You are. You are. Okay, Nikki, 30 seconds on the clock. Your time starts now. How many days are there in August?
31.
Who is Ryan Reynolds married to?
Blake Lively.
Which iconic Australian yeast extract puts a rose in every cheek?
Vegemite.
Who is credited with the invention of Facebook?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Referring to US currency, a quarter is how many cents?
25 cents.
Stop the clock. Hold it. Double tuka.
Oh!
Tape.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very easy.
Very easy questions today, but...
Well, it's because I've had a rough time on the phone today. So I needed that.
You and a teacher. I mean, you're two you're two smart people.
I'm against. Thank you, Lutzy.
We don't want to dumb it down too much.
Let's not offend Pauline, though, shall we?
No, Pauline's great.
Well done, Nikki.
Oh, thanks, Pauline.
This is close.
You can only play the cards you've been dealt, okay? So let's just have a look at how many days are there in August. You both said 31. 31 is correct. Ryan Reynolds is married to Blake Lively. You both got that. The iconic Australian yeast extract that puts a rose in every cheek is Vegemite. You both got that. Mark Zuckerberg invented Facebook. We all know that. And referring to US currency, a quarter is 25 cents. So it's a 5-all draw. And over to Mitchell James for the time.
How was the time?
Pauline had 5. And you had 9 seconds, Nikki.
Well done, Nikki. Well done.
Thanks,
I thought you were
Pauline.
quick.
Oh, thanks, but don't worry. Lutzy's going into his cave thing. And the prizes have been really good lately.
Oh, fantastic.
No, I'm going to wait till they open the door. You're looking at me funny like, why aren't I in there yet? But I can't walk in until they activate the door.
Oh, okay.
That's Lockie as well. Where is Lockie? He's late for our breakfast. He's made 4 errors in the last 8 minutes.
I bet you he's out sucking up to the big bosses.
Oh, that's where he'd be. He's
He'd
probably giving them our breakfast.
Yeah, I bet you he is. It's the first time in 20 years I've bought breakfast today, and I bet you he gives it away to one of the bosses.
Yeah, exactly. Where am I? Okay, I've got this great. We love our school teachers. By the way, Nikki, Pauline teaches like IT to prep kids.
Really?
Like code and stuff like that.
I guess that makes sense, doesn't it?
I know, it blows your mind. I remember being at uni once, and there was like, this is back in the day obviously, and there was 2 like middle-aged, we'll call them ladies, mature ages, sitting in the computer, and one of them was in tears. And I looked over, what she was trying to understand was Microsoft Word. Yeah. She jumped on the ship too late, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
She couldn't understand cut and paste. Yeah. I looked at her and laughed. A $200.
That's terrible. Why would you laugh?
$200
soak. He has no sympathy, empathy.
A $200 soak bathhouse voucher for you.
Spoiled little brat.
Pauline.
Yes.
And so that's great. The ultimate date night. Give a soak gift card starting from just $35. Visit soakbathhouse.com.au. And I think there's someone in here. There's someone down the back here. If I walk down a bit, is that what you're suggesting? No, you're not suggesting that. Keith Urban is in here.
Are you serious?
And he's just handed me a double pass to Keith Urban's High and Alive World Tour at the Brisbane Entertainment Centre, August 17. You're going to see Keith.
See, I told you, Pauline, they're good.
That's amazing.
Happy Valentine's, everyone. This is Keith Urban.
Jeez, he took his time to talk up, didn't he?
Ask Keith what he thought about that scene that Nicole did in that movie that you went and watched.
Yeah, tell us about what you think about her career moves lately when she keeps with the young fellas, and also give people a nice message at the same time.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
What do you got?
What is it? What is this game, mate?
Was all born off. There's a new show on Netflix, Apple Cider Vinegar. Has anyone seen the shorts for it? Just dropped.
Seeing the shorts,
couple
and
of
I
days.
am enthralled.
It's
I
that-
do want to watch it.
Yeah, it's a story of Belle Gibson from that big story a couple of years ago. The accusations of what was it? Is it cancer? Right?
Cancer make her up for
Did she
views.
say she had cancer? Is
Yeah.
that what it
Yeah.
was?
And
Belle Gibson.
Yeah, true story from a handful
Belle.
of years ago.
Belle Gibson.
Yeah, and not
With a B.
not that
With
guy.
a B.
And so they made a story out of it. It's on Netflix, a mini series that's come out the last couple of days, starring Caitlin Dever. And I will say, I'll play this audio because she is an American actress, but I think absolutely crushes the Australian accent.
It must have affected her that my book was reviewed as better than hers.
She was diagnosed with cancer.
So she's consistently maintained. I have no reason to doubt her. My doctor said, you have brain cancer.
It's not bad when
That's an American actress.
This is what she usually
And
says.
I am Caitlin Dever, and we are the cast of Apple Cider Vinegar, which is a true-ish story based on a lie.
There you go.
Wow.
That's like as good of
you wouldn't know,
Australian
would you?
accent I've ever heard. I mean, even the great Meryl Streep
Was horrible at it.
terrible. Like she's one of the greatest actors in the world,
Yep.
isn't she?
I think she might be the most nominated actor of all time.
A dingo stole my baby.
We always end up ochre when people try and do the Aussie
Yeah.
accent. It ends up ochre, whereas we're hybrid. We're hybrid from the ochres and a little bit of class and a little bit of Nickelodeon chucked in for good
And
measure.
I think sometimes you throw an Aussie into an American cast and they ochre it up a little bit just to sound a little bit more Aussie.
No, who
amongst
would
it,
do that?
So, well, hey. So I've got a little selection here. So we'll just play a game of real or fake, basically. An Australian accent.
So you'll just play the
I'll just play some audio, and you gotta try and tell me of some movies that have been out in the last 10 years. All these movies, all these samples of a mixture of performers.
Just
You have to-
Australian accents or any
yeah,
accent?
Australian accents. Some are Aussie. Some
Well, they
aren't.
reckon that
Yeah.
our accent is the hardest one to pull.
It would have to be.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just flat. We've just butchered like a... Anyway.
And it's so different. You go from Brisbane down to Melbourne and over to Adelaide. Our
yeah.
accent changes three times.
Adelaide. It's easy for you to say because you do all accents perfectly, Ashley. Some of your Asian dialects almost, I'm told,
uncanny.
Uncanny.
Let's not roll them off here
that's
today.
I'll put the work
right.
in. I'll put the work in.
This isn't the right forum.
No.
Here's the first sample.
Practice makes perfect.
You let me know what you think.
Do you have any idea what it's like knowing my real brother and mother spent every day of their lives looking for me?
Boot it.
Oh, do we have to chime in?
Oh, that's not
So
necessary.
we've got to take it. I think that's real.
You think that's real?
Nah.
Sounded a little English at the start.
It did, but then I thought he rounded in.
He could just be theatre trained,
Yeah.
but yeah, it sounds a bit fake.
Okay, go to fake or go to real, Lutzi.
I'll go fake because of the English bit at the start. But it did sound like Hugh Jackman.
This is the real voice.
I feel like I'm in Top Gear. Do you guys have Top Gear or
He's
something?
British.
Like I need to
Woo!
walk around.
High five.
Dev Patel, the
Am I
guy
right?
from Slumdog Millionaire. That was from that movie Lion with
I find
Nicole
him-
Kidman.
I find him quite hot, and that movie was my favourite movie. That's one of my favourite movies all time. Lion.
You know, there's a guy in sales that's exactly like him.
Really?
Yeah.
See ya.
Julian.
Jules does look a little bit Dev Patel. Yeah, no, he does. Very charming, very handsome man.
Go check him out. We got that thing today. Go
And-
ogle him during the road show.
Is he good with Geo Tracker too, like Dev Patel was in Lion?
Yeah, I think so.
Only people who've
forget that
seen that
reference.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything.
it's a stupid reference. Moving on.
Okay, number two.
You're kidding. You're sort of kidding me, right? Is this a practical joke? No cardoons. Can I just have then one cheese and then one half pepperoni?
Osborne, do I chime in to
Yeah,
say
yeah,
it first? Yeah, that's like an Italian-Australian accent.
Yeah, I think she's Australian.
Yeah,
but
she's Australian
with
from the
with
western
with
suburbs.
Ethnic background.
But,
Yeah.
but so you're saying it's real?
Real.
Yeah, I
Real.
thought it was real.
Okay, so we've got three reels.
You can say it's not a real Australian if you want, but email Ashley.
I'm definitely not saying.
Well,
Right, yeah.
if you did, you'd be right.
Hi, it's Kate McKinnon. I'm going to be interviewed now by a bunch of New Yorkers.
That was Kate McKinnon from
Oh,
SNL.
So it was fake.
Yeah, playing an Aussie in the movie Rough Night.
Oh, they're getting good
They're
at
getting
it.
better.
Yeah, but she kind of played an Aussie and someone else in that, to be
Sure,
fair.
a
that
little bit.
that
Yeah,
was a hybrid.
All right, number three.
10 years off a triple life sentence. Darling, I'm walking out of here free man, or we're going to start having some real fun.
Oh. Who knows anymore? Like, it could just be a really bad Australian accent from a bad Australian actor.
Yeah, I'm saying that's real.
I'm calling it real.
Okay, 2 reels.
Oh, I'm going to say fake.
Okay, fake.
Hey, what's up, Cinemark moviegoers? This is Jai Courtney.
Jai Courtney?
It's real.
Oh.
He's as Aussie as they come.
He's playing a character in a DC superhero film called, he's a villain called Captain Boomerang. So I dare say that he was bunging it on just a little bit.
I wonder if that'll ever come back for a second season. Sorry, that was really bad.
Oh, are you doing it there?
Didn't get much of a follow-up. All right, final one.
Very good, Sergeant Ferret. My design, but Dior inspired.
Myrtle Dunnage.
Tilly.
You grew up.
You got old.
Sad.
Osborne.
True.
What have I done this time?
That sounds real.
I think it's real.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like a proper actor.
Yeah, we're talking about the female voice. I should have said there's 2 voices in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'll go with real.
I am going to watch some scenes from throughout my career.
Oh, is that Kate
Right, here we
Winslet?
go.
Kate Winslet
Oh,
from the
you bugger, Kate.
from the
She got
Dressmaker.
us.
I think she might be the best.
I still think
that was solid. Leif Schreiber did a good one.
Yep.
I think they should have cast her in Australia instead of Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
Just a statement.
No, it's just an editorial. It's just an editorial from David Luttrell there.
That's a statement. There's
You
nothing to
know.
do with what we're talking about.
Imagine that, a British actress in a film called Australia.
Yeah, but she was English.
Can I say something?
Nicole Kidman played an English woman. She had an English accent.
Can I
She
say,
did.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go.
No.
I think they got the casting perfect for Crocodile Dundee, the face.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
But you don't see me.
Don't speak over the end of the...
Okay, here we go.
That's it.
He done?
That would be
That's
his
okay.
pet hate, wouldn't it?
Oh,
He'd be listening to himself on radio going, this is my moment.
Yeah.
I saved it.
It's just
Or at the
walking on his
concert.
art. It's like, you know,
Yeah, I know, walking all
total
over it.
disrespect.
I know.
Stomped on it.
Mitch just comes in at the end of it. And just,
And there is traffic.
it's still going, mate.
To go back to like community radio days, they were very hard on me about that stuff. That was, you know,
Really?
do not talk over the intro or the outro.
Where was your community
You never-
radio? I forget where you went.
Bay FM out of the
of course
Redlands.
it was.
Yeah,
Mitch with you in the mornings, Bay FM.
You know what? You're welcome to walk all over my intros. Just interject, just because that's all the segment is. Speaking of which, I've got an intro here.
Go on.
So Donald Trump.
Oh, well, he just said his name first. Our next guest
Yes.
hosted a television. Yeah,
It's like
okay.
a guessing game.
See, now we know.
You know what? I learned German in school, and in German language, they
backwards.
get to the point last,
Yeah.
like the verbs at the end, and you're like, where are we going?
like-
We're walking.
It's like journalism these days.
It's like Yoda. It's like, anyway.
Yeah, it's like Yoda.
Yeah.
Get to the point, are we?
Backwards everything I am.
Backwards ain't mate. Donald Trump.
Anyway.
Now we just saw Trump. Just I don't know if this is related, but we just saw him on the television.
He's never let orange.
We don't know what he was talking about because the volume was down, but we commented on the orangeness of the man and the fact that it looked like to me that he had war paint on. Like do you reckon that was his natural skin colour?
looked like a
Look,
maybe
I'm not
it's
talking about his hair. I'm talking about his actual skin.
Skin.
The
Yeah,
skin
look,
tone.
he's always looked a bit jaundiced, hasn't he? It's always...
Well,
I reckon-
if you guys are speculating whether he wears makeup, obviously he wears makeup. He couldn't
But why
possibly
would he
see
wear
where it
orange?
stops here. It's like,
Why
yeah,
would
exactly.
he wear orange makeup? Look, the makeup looked like it looked like that fake tan. You know
Yeah,
that
of course
fake
he'd wear
tan?
fake
It was
tan.
so-
That's why people wear fake tan.
Yeah.
It's addictive.
Which
does
person
it.
in his party do you think would tell him that he's wrong for doing it?
Yeah.
He's got no,
not me.
He's got nothing but yes men around
He'd
him.
be like,
And I-
Ash, does this look good? I'd be like, absolutely, absolutely.
You look terrific,
You're
Donald.
very good.
You
I
missed
wonder
a
if
bit.
he has to
Very
pay
good.
extra to the Airbnb people every time he stays in a joint
I'd
and
be
ruins
like
their
date-
sheets.
be
They're
like
always
dating a stripper.
orange. How would you know, Lutzi? Anyway, so Trump signed this executive order to abolish paper straws. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, bring back the plastic, bring back the plastic. But I don't say bring back the plastic. Now, here we go. So,
hang on,
back
Is
in
it
the
on
day-
environmental grounds that he doesn't want the...
No, it's because they,
he says the
fall
paper straws
apart.
don't
They don't
work.
Yeah. And you end up, you're sucking in the actual particles from the paper. It's
And you-
not a good health thing.
And you grab 10 of them. Like if I go to, if I
Yes.
go to the movies, this one time I don't say the name of the movies, but like everyone has them anyway. You got to grab 10, otherwise you get a large Slurpee, and it's like it doesn't work.
Correct. Now, back in the day when NASA were trying to, they spent like a year trying to develop a pen that you can write with upside down to get the ink go upside down. You know what the Russians did? They took a pencil. And I believe the Italians have the pencil answer to the straws.
Mm-hmm.
When we were over in Italy, their straws are made of pasta. They're pasta straws.
Okay.
And it's the most brilliant thing ever. They don't go soft. They hold their form. You can eat them afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, if they go a little bit soft, but certainly you'd have to be sitting in there for an hour for it to go soft in cold water.
It would take a long time.
What type of pasta? Would it have to be
one with a hole in
a
it.
penne? Would it be a penne?
It's like a skinny penne. But no, it's like skinnier than that. It's like a straw, but it's made of pasta. It was just genius.
But surely there's a reason why we've tried this and haven't.
I just don't.
Maybe they haven't thought of it.
I just don't think Trump's been to Italy and had a pasta straw. And I think that we need to get on board. I think
we
that
haven't
is
done
the
it either.
answer. And I reckon turtles would eat them too.
Well, they wouldn't kill
Pasta.
turtles, would they?
No, they'd go nom nom nom.
Because, I mean, pasta, if I've never put it in cold water, I've put pasta in any water. I've never put pasta. But, I mean...
You didn't even know pasta went in water.
Is that what happens? But, I mean, if you
That's
put
what Mum does for you, mate.
Obviously, hot water, it takes probably, how long does it take in hot water? Boiling water.
Like 15 minutes.
But in cold water, it would take
Or
how
11
long?
for al dente. Depends on how cultured you are.
You'd have to leave
cold water.
You'd have to leave that pasta straw in your can of drink or whatever.
Or your Slurpee.
For a long time.
For a long
But the point is, when it goes out to the ocean,
Like
we'll
hours.
just have pasta ribbons floating, and the fish will eat
Fish
it.
could eat that, no damage.
And it's renewable.
I
It's
can't
just-
think of one negative unless they don't work.
No, they work. That's the thing. I tried and tested. Osborne did the testemeter all around Italy, and I was every restaurant. I'm like, why don't we have this in Australia?
Oh, so the
This is genius.
Italians are using this to scale.
You know what? Even crossed the border into France, which is outrageous that the French have copied the Italians and something like bloody French. I know, but they had even
I buy my
used some of
shoes
the
from
pasta
France, but
straws.
it's another story. But
That's all right. Like France is the most beautiful place on the planet.
Don't
It's
get me
just-
started.
Well, this is something because if you believe...
Well, go on. What's wrong with that?
Because
There's nothing wrong with it.
People go, they've tried everything. That's the narrative. They've tried everything. Nothing bloody works with straw. Like, that's what you hear, right?
And that's what the Americans thought, and then Russia took a pencil.
I'll tell you something that doesn't work with straws is the bring your own gimmick. You know what I mean? You know, like
Metallic.
Who did I see? I saw Nick. I saw Nick yesterday. He's got some awful concoction of tea that he's drinking now. It looks like lawn clippings that he's put into a cup of tea, and he's got a straw that like a metal straw. It's too much work. Like at the end of the day, you go, where's my straw? And I take it home. And then how do you clean those bloody things?
How do you clean it?
No one does. You use them a few times, look at them and go, I can't.
Tell
I don't
me
like
what's
to think
going
of
on.
You can't tell me these
Tell me
drink
what's
bottles
going
that we
on.
use.
It's like
Yeah.
Carl
There's
Sandilands
filth in
artery
these.
in
Yeah.
those.
Oh, Jesus.
That was dark, wasn't it? No, but he'd laugh at that.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
The Ash, Lutzi and Nikki Osborne podcast.
Bring it back. Throwdown.
Jumping back to 1989, this week's Throwback Throwdown. What do you got, Lutz?
It's not pretty for me. I just voted for mine.
Get a little look?
I'm almost conceding some of the earliest
No, you can't,
concession
mate.
in
It's early.
history.
It's early doors. It's early doors.
Wherever you go. Fourth at the moment.
Dickie Marks.
10%.
10% of the
Marks.
vote.
Yeah, I'm gone.
Well, no, go on.
Did he ever back up with this? He had
Yeah,
a couple of good songs.
In paradise, remember that song? Don't you know I won't give
Talking
up
about a
until I'm
river.
satisfied.
Is that Richard Marks?
Oh, shit, I don't know. I'll have a look. Anyway, that was...
Shoots up a bit to third place, 25%.
Stand there, bust the move. 25.
25?
Well, that's definitely still in it.
That's in the race.
This is you, Nikki.
Yeah.
Can we put a little bit of a sprinkle up there? Like, look, I mean, if you win, I feel like you could do this. You could sing it. You did it before.
I could sing this.
Top
Yeah.
5.
This is my karaoke go-to.
Yeah, I'd say Dylan, if she wins,
Yeah.
if Nikki wins, put an instrumental up, and you just rap for us live tomorrow, 7:50
Yeah, and I'll get Serena Williams to dance.
on the side. Second place, 32%. 32%.
Madonna.
Madonna.
Like,
Hot Madonna.
Yeah.
What are you saying? I think she's a beautiful woman.
so do I, mate. Always
face.
have.
If only
Yeah,
radio
being past
had
tense when you
face.
say it.
1% ahead in first place, 33% of the vote.
You're simply the best. That's a low-hanging fruit, isn't it, buddy?
Yeah. It's a call out to every rugby league fan. And
Tina Turner.
The greatest marketing campaign ever.
Yep.
Ever now. You said it was one of the best in Australian history.
I just upgraded.
I reckon Nike's Just Do It might be up there.
Yeah, I reckon Just Do It might be out of it.
There's no way you would have thought of Just Do It if Nicky didn't say it just before you.
No, do a second one.
I was literally trying to think of anything and I couldn't think of anything.
You couldn't think of one.
Because I'm Googling Richard Marx hits.
Yeah. Did you come up with another one? He had one more hit.
Right Here Waiting.
Yeah. Right Here Waiting. Yeah, that's it. He did have another. He had another hit.
Did he?
Endless Summer Nights, I think so. Oh, no, not really. No.
Well, Tina's going to take this one home.
No, it's early days.
But I want
Nicky,
Bus to move to climb.
days.
I want it to nip at the heels of Tina.
Yeah, there's 8% between first and third.
Yeah.
Obviously, Lutzie's out of the race. We know that.
Yeah, I'm gone.
He's conceded now.
I've conceded.
But jump on board, Ash, Lutzie, Nikki Osborne. Instagram, have a vote on the stories, and we will crown the Throwback Throwdown champion for 1989 tomorrow.
The Ash, Lutzie and Nikki Osborne podcast.